Hey, back with the Onyx Path news, and it's a wonderful Monday. It is a wonderful Monday indeed. Why? Because They Came From Beneath the Sea is now on Roll20. That's right, you can buy They Came From Beneath the Sea on Roll20, which gives you all the art, the assets, the tokens, the adventures that you should possibly need. You know, you've got your quips, you've got your cinematics, you've got everything you might want to play They Came From in a virtual tabletop environment. It has been some time coming. The centipus to my right, well, my right anyway, has been on at me. It's been burbling in my ear saying, when am I going to get onto Roll20? Well, as of last Wednesday, that occurred. So please, if you are a virtual tabletop gamer, if you are the sort of person who likes to run games on Start.Playing, if you are someone who likes to get your friends together with sight of the ship, the beach, the sea, the coastal resort, the the military base, wherever it is you happen to be setting your They Came From Beneath the Sea game, this is a product to get. Obviously, I have a certain personal investment because, as the developer and conceptualist of They Came From Beneath the Sea, I'm very proud of this role-playing game. But nevertheless, that doesn't mean it's any less important for you to pick up a copy. So please do so. Go on over to Roll20, buy your copy of They Came From Beneath the Sea, and play the damn thing. Start.Playing is the wonderful place to do it. 31st of March, of course. If you want to run a They Came From Beneath the Sea adventure, now is a good time to do so. We have several pre-published adventures as well as the ones that are already in the book, including the party feature one that works as the Beneath the Sea jump start. We also have we've got three major source books for Beneath the Sea. We've got Monsters from the Deep. We have got now I'm going to be testing my mind. We've got Heroes of Aquatic Horror. No, Tales of Aquatic Terror. There we go. That's the one with the adventures on. And we have our Heroic Land Dwellers books. All of those are wonderful supplements, very low cost as well to get, for They Came From Beneath the Sea, and will enable you to set up your own stories without the need to strain your brain too much. Anyway, I wanted to harp on about that for a little while because in my mind it's very important. I like that we are moving more and more games over to Roll20 to have functionality in that virtual tabletop environment. Not everyone uses it. Some people are very theatre of the mind based, and that's absolutely fine too. But if you like your visual representations, do pick up Beneath the Sea on Roll20. So, do I have anything else to discuss? Well, I am going to have a look in the chat right now. I know we don't have many live viewers at this time of day. I blame daylight savings time, that ridiculous invention. Pavel says, hello, Onyx Path News are always better live. So are you, Pavel. I love the fact that you are still alive. And Qualia says, hello. And I say, hi. Back to you. Thank you very much for the wonderful greeting with a surfeit of O's. Did you know one of the kings of England in the Middle Ages, on his, well, I guess, death certificate, his official cause of death was a surfeit of jellied eels. He had eaten a surfeit of eels, apparently. That was what was officially written. Look it up. Anyway, with all that said, eels, they exist and They Came From Beneath the Sea as well. Brain eater eels, one of the main antagonists in the game, I would say, given that one of them is possessing the husk of Stalin. Spoilers for Beneath the Sea. That is, I think, all I'm going to... No, I do have more. I've got more I've got to say to you. One more major thing. Two more major things. The first, we do have a new crowdfunding campaign starting up very soon. It is for the Trinity Continuum Players Guide. This is going to contain a ridiculous amount of content that you, the players of the Trinity Continuum, can play around with. New paths, new societies, new edges, and so forth. Things to make your Trinity Continuum games go pop. So that crowdfunding book will be coming out soon. There's been a fair amount of demand for a player's guide. You see more playable options for Trinity, so we're hoping it does well. Source books, it's always interesting to see how well they do on crowdfunding, because core books almost always draw a crowd. Source books, we've always been able to fund, don't get me wrong, but it's always interesting to see who wants to pre-order, who wants to help fund the traditional printing of a source book. So the player's guide is undoubtedly one such thing, but as a player's guide, as a player's handbook, I would like to think it's invaluable, let's say, for Trinity players because of how many things you can do with it. So that's one. Two is the world below. We've been speaking a fair amount about the world below in teasers, in drips and drabs of pieces of information. And now we are starting to tease it more heavily on the Onyx Path blog. If you missed it, last Thursday, we did our first proper World Below teaser. We teased a full antagonist, their write-up, their bio, and why you may want to avoid the Clothar. They are not a friendly group where your characters, ancestors, or maybe even your characters descended from the world above. The Clothar have been ascending from something lower than the world below, something called the Abyss. I know you've probably heard of the Abyss before. This one's slightly different. There are many abysses out there, but all of them are unique. But this week we will have a new blog entry. Now, if you haven't already voted on what you want to see next for the World Below's blog teasers, you can do so. You can go on the onyxpath.com, you can go on the Clothar blog entry, and at the bottom of that entry, you will see that there are two options. One is to find out more about the world above, what happened to it and what led to the great exodus to the vast underneath. The other is you could find out about the forbidding realm of Longdeep, a place most people really wouldn't want to visit, but there are some incredibly valuable reasons to do so. So you may want to look into the history of the setting via the world above, or you may want to look into one of the many weird, haunted, wonderful towns of the world below, Longdeep, that you can visit without too much fear of mutation or being consumed. There are other things. So do place your comments on that blog. Right now, I have something scheduled for this Thursday based on current voting. But if enough people come in and change their minds, well, I will change the blog entry. We have that power, or I should say, Ian A.A. Watson has that power. So, do get involved. We would love it if more people are starting to talk about the world below, discuss the things that you've seen already. Pavel says that the concept of chaos is quite interesting. Quite can mean two things, can't it? I mean, quite interesting as in it's only interesting in a little bit, or quite interesting in a very interesting way. So hopefully it's the latter. Pavel, if you want to know more about chaos, comment on the blog to that effect. Let other people see your opinion so they can chime in with the same or alternative views. Anyway, that's me done for the day. So, big pieces of news. They came from beneath the sea is on Roll20. Start.Playing's gaming night for Onyx Path is on the 31st of March. Run a game of Beneath the Sea. It's on Roll20. We've got the Trinity Players Guide coming up on crowdfunding by the end of this month. Links will go out very soon, so you can be notified when that campaign goes live. And the world below is being teased out in a semi-open development, just drips and drabs, as I say, teasers of content of that game. So yes, do check them out. Thank you so much as ever for watching the Onyx Path News. I always appreciate you, live viewers and the dead ones, and I will speak to you again next week. Ta-ra for now.